I'm here at NRA headquarters at the NRA National Firearms Museum with Jim Supica, the director of the NRA Museums. Jim, we're here for Curator's Corner, but we got some very special Curator's Corners that aren't going to take place here. We're going to travel out with you, my friend. You were out at the NRA Whittington Center. The name is so long, by the way, I had to write it down. Tell us the name of the museum out there at the Whittington Center.
It's the Frank Brownell Museum of the Southwest at the NRA Whittington Center in Raton, New Mexico, and it's halfway and more across the country from us.
See how good he is at doing that.
I've had a lot of practice.
You were out there and you talked to a bunch of folks out there and brought back some wonderful Curator's Corner segments. So I said we got to get these on for Curator's Corner here on Sportsman Channel. So first you talk with Frank Brownell and tell us a little bit about the events, why you were out there for this.
Well, I went out there to look at this great new collection of modern American engraved firearms, and there are some masterpieces in that collection. And who is going to know custom and engraved firearms better than Frank Brownell? I mean, I was delighted to be able to talk with him. I learned a lot talking with him, and there's a reason that guy's name is in the museum title. He's the guy who's, it's his baby, he thought it up, he funded it. He's a huge supporter, of course, of the NRA and specifically that museum. And this is a guy who knows his stuff.
Awesome. You got me excited already. I'm sure, Jim, as excited as I am now, was you when you heard about this. You were probably on a plane so quick. Everyone's like, where'd he go?
Oh, yeah.
And you were there.
And I can't get out to Whittington Center enough. It is a beautiful place, fantastic ranges, a remarkable resource for shooters, for NRA members. Of course, the wonderful ranges are there. And this jewel box of a museum.
Awesome. So first, we have a Browning 22 rifle. So we'll take a look at that, and man, I think we got, 4 or 5 weeks of this stuff to share with you. So let's get started with Jim Supica and Frank Brownell with the Browning 22 rifle. Take a look.
I can't think of anyone better to talk about incredible custom guns with. And we have something very special in our hands here. So this is new here at the Brownell Museum at the Whittington Center, and this is part of an incredible collection that has come in recently. Tell me about the nature of the collection.
Well, the gentleman who's donating all of these is a collector of the very finest level of engraving, of stockwork, of quality of wood, of quality of the engraving. And he's doing so because he wants that collection to be available for everybody to take a look at it, to see just what is out there and what people can actually produce.
This is incredible, this piece. I came in here, and I like engraved guns. I've seen incredible engraved guns. But I walked here, and I saw this right as I came in the door of the museum, and it blew me away. It's a classic rifle. I mean, it's a beautiful little Browning 22 semi-auto. And when you want to talk about a really classy 22 rifle, this is what you're talking about. But what's incredible is the work on this, this sweet little gun. And this is by Lee Griffiths.
Right.
And I should have known this guy. I did not know this guy. And he's fairly recent to being a full-time engraver, isn't he? Tell me a little bit about him,
Lee is a gentleman's gentleman, very soft-spoken, very understated. Because I'm a member of the Engravers Guild and the Gunmakers Guild, I know both the stockmaker and the engraver. And Steve Billab is the stockmaker, and I've known Steve and his wife Jan a long time. And Lee is actually doing a gun for me right now too. But it's
now that's something in itself, because I understand he will only turn out maybe 2 or 3 of these guns a year, working on them full time, of the complete coverage type of guns. So
well, you get on his list.
Yeah. Well, a Lee Griffiths gun has got to be well, it's obviously a work of art, and it's got to be an incredibly rare thing at this time. What blew me away on this gun was the 3-dimensional work and the way it's integrated into the incredible engraving. I mean, the engraving is exceptional, the deep relief engraving. Do you have any idea what is going on with the actual work that he's doing on that gun?
Well, this one happens to be a train robbery on this side. This side, it's we've got a guy coming into a saloon and holding it up.
Yeah.
So both sides of this are robberies in 2 different venues. Yeah, and his work is so creative.
It is.
And so
It is.
beautifully done. And because actually our company published the book, The Art of Engraving, I got a solid ground in engraving a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, it's just an exceptional gun. Now let's talk about the stock work, because the wood on this is beautiful. It's by Steve Billab.
Steve Billab, correct.
And first of all, the grain is incredible. It's a knockout piece of wood. But some guys see checkering and they don't realize what goes into it.
More patience than I've got.
Yeah.
And this is borderless, and there are no visible runovers, which, you know, you're using a little thing that cuts 2 lines at a time, looks like a little bitty rasp. And that in itself is amazing. And then to keep the 2 ribbons here, and then to be able to do the point that comes down and within the shape.
It's a beautiful gun.
Steve does awful nice work.
Yeah. Now, people may not understand that the engraving work is entirely handworked.
Yes,
this is
correct.
not etching.
No.
This is not machine imprinted.
No.
This is a guy sitting there carving in steel and in precious metals.
Correct.
And that's not a very forgiving medium if you make a slip, if you make a mistake.
And particularly he's done inlays here. He's got 3 colors, it looks like 3 colors of gold. And that all depends on the alloy used, but it's the pure gold color. And then there will be a rose gold and a green gold. And that all has to do with how the alloys were used. And there's a fair amount of pretty intricate inlay, particularly up in this area, where he's done the little fancy fleur-de-lis, the little flowers on the side. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
These figures that are on the added to the scene, those are inlays added to the scene? Is that how he does those?
This horse is a completely separate part that's been attached.
I was just not aware of that being used in engraving before, but the way he's integrated it into that deep relief engraving, and this gun comes alive when you look at it. It just pops out at you.
It's one of those things that you just kind of want to take to bed.
Yeah, you do. Frank, an incredible gun, a wonderful museum. Thank you so much. I'm told I'm going to get a sneak peek at some of the rest of this collection. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We want people to come here to the Whittington Center, to the Frank Brownell Museum of the Southwest. If you're not in New Mexico, you can get by one of the other 2 NRA museums, the National Firearms Museum in Fairfax, Virginia at NRA headquarters, or the brand spanking new NRA National Sporting Arms Museum at Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, Missouri. If you can't get there at all, come to our website, nramuseums.com, and we have a couple thousand beautiful guns up there, and hopefully over the next few months, we'll be adding some incredible detailed images of these beautiful new engraved guns here.
Excellent.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you.